1, 2, 3, 4.
What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. We're checking back in. We got the On the Dot PGA stream coming at you guys here for the 3M Open. Coming off of the final major, did not get another outright. Didn't have that great of a card. Teaser, I think you profited though, right?
I think like a unit, but I didn't. Yeah, I mean there was not really like any outright things because Brian Harman didn't let us have any. So,
oh man, Harman just absolutely destroyed the field. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It made a lot of sense once, it was one thing that just like got past me. But I was thinking back. I was like, he doesn't miss fairways. He's a great iron player, but his putting was unbelievable. What do you go like 55 for 56 putt within 10 feet? Like that's just insane. Insane.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really say it was easy to predict he'll win because I didn't think so. But I mean, he was a good course fit. But like for a top 20, I would say, not like to actually win a major, you know? So
yeah. I would never have probably taken him 125 to 1 in a major.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that type of bettor. I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because I like to. I didn't even have him in my player pool for DFS. Like it was just all around. It's like I just totally missed it. And that was one I just made me shake my head. I was like, damn, what the hell did I not see in this guy, you know?
No, yeah, same here. Because he was coming in good form too. So it's like, I mean, we knew he was going to play well. It was just a matter of like how good. But we didn't notice that well. But
yeah,
I mean, no one expected that.
But yeah, I saw that there was the lowest rated major in a while, ratings wise. So, and I believe it because if someone's up 5 strokes, why would the average guy just turn on the TV to go watch him?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much over. Yeah, it was over.
And if you're not a golf guy, you're not going to know who Brian Harman is really.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it drew less ratings there for good reasons. Sucks for the final major. But what was it? It was Rahm, Koepka, and then it was Wyndham Clark and Harman. So if you had that four leg parlay, that would pay out very, very nicely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you wouldn't. That would be a lot of money. That would be crazy.
It'd be millions of dollars, which would be insane. All right, so we are here. We're going to go over the 3M Open. We did not cover this card last year, but we are doing so this season. Looks like we have about 3 to 4 more streams in us before the PGA season comes to an end. So we do appreciate everybody tuning in. We seem to be garnering some type of audience out there, which is awesome to see. We keep getting good comments, subscribers, and viewers. So it is success year after year, which is nice to see, and appreciate you guys tuning in each and every year. But if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you hit that thumbs up and hit that retweet. If you guys are on Twitter, feel free to leave a comment. We will go over any props, any DFS advice, and then we'll go over some placements. We'll end the show on our outright. So if you guys are thinking about a player we have not mentioned, like you guys should have told us about Brian Harman last week, but anybody like that, you guys feel free to leave a comment for us. Teaser, take it away with the course breakdown and what stats we want to go after.
Yeah, so this course is pretty cool actually, but it's like kind of wedged in between the end of the year and a major, so not a lot of guys come, but we're seeing a lot more this year because some guys need the points, like Justin Thomas needs them, Finau needs some FedEx Cup points as well, Sung Jae, so all those guys really had to show up this week and probably will next week. But it's a par 71, 7,400 yards, so it's a pretty long course. It's like kind of a birdie fest course. So we'll see like 17 to probably 20 under this week. It's weird though because there's like a lot of water hazards, but you got to be good off the tee. So like total driving, we want to see like length
Yeah.
off the tee and accuracy as well. So we're taking into account both, just kind of like we did last week. More on accuracy last week in a harder course, and then premium on bogey avoidance. So really just staying out of those water hazards is essentially what that is. So yeah, just the players to key, like I said, length and accuracy, avoiding hazards and attacking pins, because these are one of the biggest greens on the PGA Tour. So there's not much that you need around the greens here, because a lot of long putts. So there's not really around the green game.
Yeah, these are the biggest screens, right? In the flattest greens. So like, if I could get on the green, I could probably make a putt on these.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
the challenge is getting there.
yeah. So which is easy for that. Yeah, we're just looking at like approach game guys and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then so one thing I looked at this week was the course history, because it seems, I think this has only been around since 2019. They've used this course, so this is their 5th year, I believe.
Yep.
So I looked at players who've made the cut multiple times. Finau's done that, Hadwin, Bryce Garnett, Patton Kazire has as well. 11 players, multiple top 25s. Finau, Bryce Garnett, Adam Hadwin, Sung Jae, Griot, Cam Davis, and Cam Champ. And then this one was the top 10 in course history. So I kind of did like a model, not like a model, but like just top 10 in course history from what I saw. So Finau's up there, Hadwin,
Yep.
who you're going to see a lot on Twitter this week.
Yep.
Garnett, who I'll talk about later, Sung Jae I like, Grillo, Cam Davis, Hoagie, and Lee Biota. And then just one course comp is PGA National. So that's the Honda Classic that Chris Kirk won this year in Florida. Really, the reason why is because the emphasis on total driving. And if you guys, watch that tournament, there's a lot of water on that course as well. It's a little tougher course. It usually the winner is like 10 to 13 under, but it's pretty comparison wise. We see a lot of the same leaderboards, like Sung Jae plays well there, and a couple other guys also who play well here. So there's a little bit of a correlation to those two.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely taking in total driving, strokes gained on approach, about like 175 out. That's pretty typical at this course. And then obviously birdies made, because you're gonna have to make some birdies this week too.
Yeah.
There isn't much of a weather advantage if you're looking at the wind factor for DFS. Not much. So usually I could kind of use that as a tiebreaker or build some waves advantage lineups, but I'm gonna keep it pretty straightforward this week. But yeah, for some DFS chalk, like you said about Sung Jae M, he is the chalkiest player of the week at 24% owned. Then it comes in Hideki, Aaron Rai, Aberg, Cam Young, Eric Cole, and then Finau. So those are the guys. If you're playing low risk, make sure you guys start with those guys, particularly Rai and I forgot about Ekro too. He's a good play as well for a low risk play, but I'm fading them for a high risk GPP play. I'm more of targeting the value guys in the 5 to 15%, and then I got pretty good feel on some sleepers this week. So we'll give you about 3 or 4 of those towards the end of the show. But you got some top 40s you want to go after?
Yeah, I usually don't do them, and then this card will also be free this week, so you guys can just check my Twitter. There's no VIP this week, so you can always, if you miss something, it'll be up on yours too and mine as well. Yeah, I'll do one top 40 this week. I talked about him in a lot of the course history that I did, and that's Bryce Garnett. He's plus 210. A lot of people probably really haven't heard about him, and that's because he's not like that good really, but he's good here. 4 times he's played here, tied for 23rd, tied for 26th, and a 16th and a 31st. So that's cashing the bet 4 out of 4 times so far since he's played here. Obviously, the recent history, we can just throw that out the window. This is strictly on a course history. So yeah, he's literally gaining in every category except last year around the greens. He's a really good putter, so the putter is always going to be there. It's just a matter of off the tee for him. So it looks like he plays well off the tee here. So I think he's also from up there as well, and that kind of helps when we're always looking at that. So yeah, that's my only one and only top 40 of the week. We'll take a stab at that for the value.
Well, and he definitely seems to be playing this course very, very well.
Yeah.
3 out of the 4 top 20s.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there. My first one, we're going to go with one of the straightest hitters on tour, and we're going to go to my man Ches Reavie. He kind of screams to me like Brian Harman should have screamed to me last week, but I didn't play him. So Ches this week has been playing fairly decent. Coming off pretty good numbers since the PGA Championship. And then if you look at his course history, 11th 2 years ago, 49th last year. I think we can get a top 40 here, plus 110 for 1 unit. Then the other is Davis Thompson. So he hasn't played here before, obviously, because I believe he's a rookie. But the way he's been playing recently and the way he's hit the ball off the tee, I'm all for it. 24th and then 31st coming off of 2 missed cuts. So I'm taking the latter place here for Davis Thompson. He's plus 120 at 0.5 for a half a unit. And then last one is Lashley, who once again has been playing pretty well. Not the greatest, hitter distance wise, but accuracy is always key, and that's what we're looking for this week. Again, coming off a couple good starts, and not great course history here. I'm taking a plunge with the top 40 plus 140 at 0.5 here for the recent play, plus the driving accuracy aspect of it. So hopefully his putter can get hot, because you can kind of see he's that's when he struggles. That's when his putter has been really, really bad. But so hopefully he found it. Obviously, it looks like it's improved tournament after tournament. So you got any top 20s this week? I got 3 of them as well.
Yeah, I have 4, so I can start with my first 2, and then we can flip-flop from there. My first one this week will be Grillo at plus 150. I'm surprised he wasn't lower to plus 100, but he's coming in. It's a little scary though, because he just contended last week at the major, so it's you don't really want to take those guys who kind of were in contention at overseas at a major. It's tough to kind of get up for this one. But
man, that's why I couldn't get to Straka this week. Only if he didn't have the week that he did, and he wasn't so highly priced, wasn't so highly owned, I would probably go to him, but can't do it this week.
Yeah, it's really the same with Grillo too. But I mean, he's been playing well. If you kind of look at his recent form, the 15th, 6th, he still has a win this year in May. But I mean, I'm going based off the form, and then I think 3M, if you type in 3M there, I think it was, he's got also 2 top 5s here and 3 starts. So all that green there, tee to green, off the tee, he's pretty good. It's just his one bad year is the putter, essentially, which is always his issue. But the model I did, he was 6th in the model, 25th in bogey avoidance, 11th strokes gain approach. So he makes birdies as well. So he's in good form. I'll take the plus 150 on him. And then I'll just go to my second one really quick. Adam Hadwin plus 170. Like I said, you'll be hearing a lot about him this week, and hopefully he kind of plays well for everyone, because I know a lot of people are on him. But the model ranks 32nd, which isn't too great, but he's 3rd in bogey avoidance, which is really what we're looking at this week.
Yep.
Course history, 2 top 10s here and 3 starts, which is also why everyone's on him this week. He's very consistent off the tee, and he won't really make those mistakes. So if you see there, he's gaining 10 strokes total, and his 2 times coming in the top 10. So I think it's also close to Canada as well. So we're going to play that narrative close to home. I mean, it works for him every time we're up there. So, I mean, it sounds stupid, but really it's not. They usually play well around their home country. So
speaking of Canada, Svensson is a guy that I have not got to in my card, but I do like him in DFS. So he's a value play there for Svensson. But yeah, he's kind of the same card there with the Canada card, something like that, right around there. So and keep him in mind when you're building lineups. I'm piggybacking on this Hadwin play. He's actually going to be my one and done for this week. Currently up 22 points. I've led for 16 straight weeks. So I need to continue that. And I'm just trying not to get a dud at this point. So I think Hadwin is probably one of the more solid plays of the week. can't play Hideki, can't play Finau, and I've already taken Sung Jae as well. So like, I'm thinking Hadwin's right there to the next stop to be pretty dang safe this week. He might be heavily owned too. So then if anybody gets, if I meet up with someone closer to me, that's also kind of a strategy play there as well. But I'll jump right into, so Hadwin is one of mine. And then I got my other one, which is Keith Mitchell here. He leads the tour in total driving. So that was one of my key points of throwing Keith in there. Plus he's plus 210, top 20. I almost thought about putting an outright card on him, but I did not, solely because he missed that damn cut. And I'm not going to try to put too much weight into that because I do like him top 20, and obviously he's played pretty well here at the 3M. But before that, he was on a roll, and he was a guy that a lot of people were targeting. So I'm going to go back on the Keith Mitchell train here, plus 210, a top 20 for a half a unit. And then probably the easiest bet to make this week, I think, because top 20s have a buttload of value because this is a wide open event. But speaking of what Teaser was saying, a lot of guys are playing for FedEx points. Tony Finau, one of, if not the most talented player in this entire tournament. I don't see that there's any reason to not finish top 20 here. Plus 100 even money. I'm okay with full unit here on Tony Finau. Obviously won this last year, coming off of 2 missed cuts, so he's not playing the greatest of golf. But I think what he needs to do, he will do, and that's finish top 20, first, 28th, third, and then 23rd. So obviously knows this course pretty well. Let's hope we get a 20 and 22 output here. Not going to go outright. Don't think he's going to go back-to-back, but he's got to play pretty decent to get some FedEx Cup points. Speaking of that, what do you think of Justin Thomas this week?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to bet him, but I don't think I can. It's just like, I think they'll turn it on soon, but I don't know. It's tough to do.
I mean, if you do, this is probably the week to do it, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what he's owned.
His top 20 is like plus 170, I think, on DraftKings.
And he's mildly 12% owned. And if you're – I'm going to probably add him to my player pool and maybe go 20% or double him up. Just on the hunch that he can play pretty well, and you're getting him at a discount, not price wise, but you're getting at an ownership discount for a guy with that talent. And right around that price range, you have Straka, Aberg, Woodland, and Jaeger. So I mean, he's kind of sandwiched right in the middle of those. And Aberg right above him is getting 27%. So obviously Justin Thomas, talent-wise, I think is a little bit better than Ludwig. But man, so that's my only. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing with Thomas. But I don't feel great about it. But in those GPPs, in those high risks, sometimes you just got to take a stab at one of these elite players to kind of just turn it on for one time. Even though they've been struggling.
Yeah. No, I think I might fade him, put Matsuyama over him in a tournament matchup, but that's about it with him. I just can't. DFS is different, but I think betting-wise, I don't think you can.
Betting-wise, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't touch that guy.
Yep.
I mean, miscut, 60th, miscut.
It's been bad,
-6 strokes gain total, 0.2, and then -0.4, 9.7, and then it's -10.5 strokes gain. Like, bad. I mean, it's really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
But when they say bad, I'm going to put them in DFS because no one's on.
No,
depressed ownership.
It's definitely a different thing. So I wouldn't mind that either.
Do you have any other top 20s?
Yeah, I can throw out my last two.
Yeah.
So Ekra, you'll probably hear a lot about this week for people watching. He's plus 220. He's a pretty good ball striker, so he should be good here. I think his recent form hasn't been as great, but I saw a lot of guys take him outright. I'm not going to go that far. So plus 220, top 20 is pretty good. The course history, he was 16th here in 21, his first time here, gained 7 strokes total. And that was losing 2 off the tee as well. So that wasn't great to see, but I mean, he still got a 16th with that. That's probably just
unreal.
Yeah, I know. So that's probably that negative is probably just a water ball or something that kind of inflated
true.
that a little. But, he hasn't come in with great form, like I said, but I kind of look for him to bounce back and rely on his ball striking. And like we've seen, he kind of reminds me of like Matthew Wolf. So like we've seen Wolf here before. So obviously I think he's a little better player than him. But yes, kind of in that range, a lot of talent. So I think it's a good fit this course for him to come out and be aggressive and make birdies. And yeah, I guess the recent form before wasn't too bad. A couple missed cuts and a couple low finishes, but yeah, he's been pretty good this year. So
This is
like,
what I like right here. Strokes
yeah,
gained tee to green right there.
yep, tee to green off the tee looks good as well. So
Mhm.
that's really what we're looking for. And then my last one, he hasn't played here yet, but Taylor Pendrith at plus 260. He's always in that 260 to 300 range, which is intriguing. He got a sneaky 6 last week at Barbasol, which I was really paying attention to because we were watching the Open. But looks like he played well there last week. I didn't pay much attention, but also as a top 20, I believe, at Rocket Mortgage, um, a Canadian narrative. He hasn't played here. He's long off the tee. He's pretty good off the tee as well. So
Any driving statistic, you're going to see Taylor Pendrith up in the
yeah,
top 10 to top 15.
yeah.
He's just that good off the tee.
Yeah, so I like that this week. With being need to have the total driving package, so I think he comes with that. And then we kind of see him on leaderboards recently. He can make some birdies and contend a little bit. It's just a matter of that's why I take top 20 on him because I don't think he can finish the deal. But
Yeah.
it's always the weekends for him. He has like a really bad round where he just can't keep up. So top 20 is a little safer.
Let's see what his ownership is in DFS. He's 9%, so that's a good one. At 7,800, I'm definitely going to add him to my player pool. I didn't have him. You convinced me, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
The some of the other value plays that I do like this week. You got Keith Mitchell at 9% as well. You got Adam Hadwin, 14%. Garrett Higo at 7%. Straka, even though I did not like him in the betting markets, I'm still okay with getting. I mean, not too much because he's at 18% now. When I looked last night, he was at 15, so he is getting a little bit more steam. So maybe go a little bit under the field here. And then Gary Woodland, the guy that almost made my card. Anytime that you have long approach shots and need to be accurate off the tee, I'm okay with playing Gary Woodland. So he's more DFS for me than the betting card. I did almost have him for a top 20. He does play here pretty well too. And then I have, I think it's Kevin Hugh at 9% at 7,100. A nice cheap value play here.
Who is that? Kevin Yu?
Kevin Yu. Yeah, he
Okay.
drives the hell out of the ball. He's very accurate. Approach is nice. So guy that fits kind of the categories that we're looking for this weekend. So those are the main value plays that I'm going with. So those sprinkle in with the chalk plays that I was talking about, and then sprinkle some in with these sleeper plays. Then more than likely you're going to not get duped, and hopefully you go up those leaderboards pretty dang nicely. So,
Yep.
All right, on to the sorry. Let me get my sleepers real quick for you before we go to the outrights. Cameron Champ, you can't go wrong with Champ here. He has won this before. Off the tee has been nice. He's just a guy that is very high risk, high reward. Here he could get obviously an outright, and then he could miss the cut by 15 strokes. So play him sparingly. Don't go too crazy with him. And then Davis Thompson, I've talked about him already. Matthew Neesmith at 3%. It's a very nice play. A guy that total driving always ranks pretty nicely there. Dylan Wu, we were on him several weeks ago. He ranks very nicely in some models here. And I know he can birdie with the best of them. So he's at 6% currently. He snuck up right above that 5% margin, but I do like him. And then one of the last ones was Kazire, and Kazire is 1%, and a guy that's made each and every cut that he's played here and top 43 of the last 4 years. I'll get on at 6,700 always. So Kazire, I don't know why people are all not clicking to him. His recent form isn't terrible. Maybe that's why.
just
He's miscut 3 of the
against-
last 4, but we got a pretty good feel for the way he plays this course. So I'm going on course history here.
Mhm.
But man, yeah, I don't. Maybe that's why he's only 1%. But
It's
I'm
tough.
still okay with playing him sparingly.
Mhm.
Obviously, if you're playing 20 lineups, put in like maybe 1.
Yeah.
So you get obviously double, 5 times the field on him, but don't go crazy and put them in a couple more than that. But those are my 5 sleepers. So let me know what you guys think of those. If you guys have any other questions over some DFS players that you're thinking about putting in your lineups, let us know. But yeah, let's get to your first outright teaser.
Yeah. So I only have 3 this week. That's a little less than usual, but I didn't want to. I'll probably maybe take 1 or 2 lives this week. I think that's where you can kind of get someone down.
I did take a
board.
Harmon live. I had to take him. I had to get something out of him last
Yeah,
week. It was
I mean,
terrible.
hey, I didn't even think of doing that, but yeah, that was smart. I told you to lay off Fleetwood, so that's good. I knew he wasn't going to do anything. So
Yeah, I texted. It was what is it, round 3, when Rom went nuts, and I was like, "Well, you think Fleetwood could go nuts too?" And you're like, "No, don't waste your money on that." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Thank God."
And shoots an even 1 under round, which is just
Then it's
up the par with what he does.
it's the
so.
meme where it's like, "Do something, do
Yeah,
something."
it happens every week. It's just it doesn't change.
It's so bad.
So my first will be with the DK boost, 23-1 on Sung J M. I think he's 20-1, so the DK boost gets it to 23. Model rank, he was 8th in it, 16th strokes gain off the tee. He's a little chalky this week, which kind of annoys me and scares me a little bit. But
He is chalky.
Yeah, I can't really. I mean, Matsuyama is as well, but I can't really just rely on chalk. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes chalk is good.
Yeah, so
Good chalk. There's good
hopefully
chalk.
it is. Like I talked about before, the comp course with PGA National, he's won there before. He always plays well there. He's a ball striker. He's accurate off the tee. So I think he can. He actually hasn't won in a while. Obviously, he hasn't really been in contention either. So hopefully he can kind of be there on a weekend. And look, he's 2 top 20s here as well. I forgot to mention. So I mean, he plays this course well. So
he's the only I think he's the only player that's minus on the top 20. Let's see if I'm
is
right.
he?
Sorry, that's Hideki.
Okay.
M is plus 100. If you guys are okay with that, I'm good with that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm good with that. I mean, anytime that you're going to play Sung Jae in an approach led field, I'm good with that. You can't go wrong there. I'm going to go with the other guy that I just talked about, which is Hideki, and another guy that last week was just getting disrespected, and I could not believe it. I wish I just lock button him in. I think he finished. What did he finish? No, so he finished 13th. But remember, I said he was a sleeper. He was like -3. He was 3% owned or something like that. And I was like, what are we doing? Why is everybody off of this guy? It doesn't make any sense. It had to be price where he was at. A couple guys just stuck out a little bit more. But obviously, you're not going to. Yeah, but you're not going to get that this week. Not at all. He is chalk with the best of them at 22%, but for good reason. Obviously, he had a 7th here a couple years ago. But I'm taking the reason for him, thinking he's back into where he usually is with his ball striking, his drives. Putter is always kind of iffy for him. I'm okay with taking a chance on the bad putters on this course here, where the greens aren't too hard. So give me Hideki. I'm actually using my plus 300 boost there. So I got 19-1 on DK. So for 0.25 units. Who you got else?
So I'll save the other one. I'll just mention I have this guy. I think we both have him, but you can talk about him more. I'm not going to say much, but Hadwin at 50-1.
Yeah, we already talked about Hadwin.
Yeah, we can just.
So I double dipped as well. So I went outright and top 20.
Yep, same.
You got to.
And then my last one's Aberg at 35-1. Ludwig, yeah. So
Ludwig.
He's one of the hot topics right now. He's like a young guy. I don't know if he'll make the Ryder Cup team, but I think he has to play well these last couple of weeks. But I mean, he's been kind of in contention the past couple of weeks, but he doesn't really do much on weekends, so I'm not like too confident in this outright. I just couldn't really find anything else on the board I loved.
What number did you get?
I got 35.
35.
He's kind of been steamrolled as well down
What
to
is he
30,
now? I think he's
25.
20. He's 25 now in DK.
20, yeah. So fourth of John Deere, he was in the race there a little bit, but yeah, it's all those numbers like the Rocket Mortgage, the Travelers. The Rocket Mortgage, he was there on the weekend. He was there on the Travelers. He just didn't do anything on Saturday or Sunday. So hopefully he can, kind of do something. Like I said, he has young talent. Recent forms are good. He hasn't played here yet, but I think it's a good course fit. That's like his game is total driving. He's really good off the tee. He's kind of like really a Cam Young off the tee. He's long, and they're both pretty accurate for being long drivers of the ball. So I like his game here. So we'll see how that works out.
I like it. I mean, he's chalky in DFS too, and I think he's just one of the more mispriced players on the slate. So I think that's majority of why you're going to see his ownership tick up probably overnight as well. But my last one, so I got Matsuyama, Hadwin, and then I'm going to go with a long shot. We're going to go Grayson Sigg here at 70 to 1, and been playing some pretty solid golf. If you've been keeping up, 13th at the John Deere, 56th at Rocket Mortgage, 19th at the Travelers, and then you got 7th here last year. So a guy that can compete. His approach is very, very nice. He's gained every single tournament in the last 4. Putting, obviously, guys, that's my kryptonite. I'm picking bad putters this week, and that's okay because it's a very easy place to putt. So anybody can get hot at any moment. 70 to 1. I think this number is just a little bit too high. So I do like the value here. He's coming in. What's his ownership at real quick? Sig. He's at 8%. So he's a good value play at 7,200. I'll probably double or triple the field here with Grayson. I really like the course fit. And
I go low too.
What's up?
He can definitely go low too.
Yeah, let's see what a first round leader of that is.
Yeah.
Sig.
I'm calling it Grayson Sigg 7 under tomorrow.
Plus 8,000.
Yeah.
First round leader. Plus 8,000 Grayson Sigg. So if you want to get some quick cash right there, let's throw some $5-10 on that. See what happens. But yeah, I'm okay with that. Like you said, you can go low. Do you have any other first round leaders that you might like?
I mean, honestly, it's kind of just a
coin flip.
Yeah, it really is. Especially this week too. You just never know. But I don't know. There's some value. It looks like no one under 30 to 1. So like if you like one of the top guys, that's pretty decent value. Like Matsuyama 40. Usually doesn't really. It's tough. Like he doesn't really do the first round leader thing. It's like some guys are just natural, kind of good at it. But I mean, I like Eckroat at 60 to 1. That's a good one. Eckroat's a good one. I mean, Aaron Rye, he's like the first round leader king. I don't know if I think he's done it like 3 times this year.
Yeah, he has. He's 60 to 1.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think Eckroat's my favorite play out of those. So.
Anybody we didn't mention that you want to?
Let me see. I think we touched on everyone. Let me see who else is.
I've seen some love for Lucas Glover. That's well warranted. I'm okay with that.
I like Steven Yeager too. He just didn't make the card. He's also good off the tee usually.
Another guy I've seen is Eric Cole. I've seen him around the industry.
Seen him all year long, man. He just doesn't escape us.
No, and I think it's just time that everybody just retires from that guy. He was an early season darling.
Yep, I agree.
Everyone tries to go back to him. It's like, nope, we were on him already.
And he starts off good, and then the weekend he does nothing. But I agree. He's a little early season.
I guess one guy we haven't talked about is Cam Young. What do you think about him this week?
Yeah, I mean,
solid outing last week. Besides the fade a little bit, but
he just doesn't do any. It's just so annoying watching him putt, dude. It's insane. But
I'm just calling a big dud from him. That's what I'm doing.
I think so too. I mean, he's pretty good off the tee. We all know that, but I think his thing is he makes a lot of mistakes. So you can on this course, I can see him making a couple double bogeys here and there.
Finding
That's
water,
just not gonna
sure.
not gonna get you an outright or a top 20. So I mean, top 20, I would never take plus 100 on him. You could have literally got him at 3-1 last week, which is insane. He was 3-1 top 20 last week, and this week he's plus 100. So I'm just not doing that. But
Yeah, hasn't played this course, but he's a guy who's coming in on a tear. John Deere 6, you got the Open 8. I mean, just the guy that's coming in on a tear. Most high-priced golfer, I think, in the tournament, I believe. Yep, by 300.
yeah, they keep saying it's a matter of time before he wins. At this point, I don't even know if he's going to win. It's just so frustrating to watch this guy play.
Yeah.
All the talent in the world, he just can't.
I want to get behind him, but I don't think this is the week, and I think he's highest because of what he's been doing, but just gonna stay away. So, all right. Well, if anybody's got any additional questions, throw those in the Discord. You guys can join below, or you guys can shoot us a DM on Twitter. You can find Teaser at Teaser Nation, and you can find me at @bets. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back next week and finish up this PGA season pretty strongly. So let's get some, let's cash some tickets here at the 3M. We'll see you guys.